Thank you. And so today we'll be having a few presenters. We have Robin Julao from the School of Computing, Mathematics and Engineering. We have Genevieve Dement from the School of Psychology. We have Neil from the School of Education. We have Vigil Cowan from the School of Agricultural, Environmental and Veterinary Sciences. We have Jessica from the School of Agricultural, Environmental and Veterinary Sciences. We have Shipra from the Centre for Customs and Excise, and Ashley Brabin from the School of Agricultural, Environmental and Veterinary Sciences. So Diane Cass will be our moderator today, and I will hand over to Robin to start us off.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, I would like to share my, I can't share my screen. Can you give me the permission?
Yep. You should be good to go now.
Let me try again. Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yeah, we can see that. If you just want to pop it into, from beginning there. Lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity. My name is Robin Dulal. I'm a second year PhD student in School of Computing, Mathematics and Engineering. So today I'm talking about the efficient cattle identification through active learning, which is a part of my research. Today I'm talking about the introduction, and I'm jumping to the brief cattle identification approaches, followed by research objectives, our approaches, our research progress, and include some of the references. In introduction, as we know that Australia's red meat industry plays an important role in economy of the country. According to the Department of Agriculture and Water Resources, the meat consumption is expected to rise every year. And according to the report of Meat and Livestock Australia, the global red meat production is decreasing. So this statistics shows that Australia's red meat industry is crucial for the economy, and to manage this big industry, cattle identification plays a vital role. Without a proper cattle identification, we cannot imagine how the cattle is grown, how they are transferred or changed the location, where it is slaughtered, and how the food supply chain works. Imagine if a cattle is contaminated with a disease and is slaughtered and the meat is served by the restaurant, or the contaminated cattle is allowed to stay with thousands of healthy cattle in the farm. If it happens, the whole red meat industry and also the human life also gets affected. So cattle identification is extremely important topic. While in coming to the cattle identification approaches, there are different classical methods and the recent methods. In classical methods, they include tattooing, branding and ear tagging, ear notching. In the recent methods, we have the iris pattern, retina pattern, and muzzle pattern. While we have another method that is the electronic method with the RFID technology. Ear tattooing is made by piercing a sharp metal on the place where the lace fur are present. Branding is done by heating an iron rod with numbers of letters and making the mark on the cattle body by burning the body parts. While ear tag is a visible tag attached with the ear of the cattle. Ear notching is cutting the parts of the ear and making a V-shaped structure. So these classical methods are labor intensive, and they also harming the cattle because of the infections. And so similarly, after a lot of things, the researchers tried, and researchers use some effective methods like iris pattern, retina pattern, muzzle pattern. They are the visual identifiers. But the difficulty of capturing the retina and image pattern makes those methods ineffective in the farms. So in the recent years, researchers also talk about DNA patterns, but implementing DNA patterns need the specialized labs, and the result is not obtained instantly. While RFID-based ear tag is an electronic method, the ear tag can record all the information of the cattle like movement, weight, age, everything, because the small electronic chip is inserted in that ear tag. But yeah, in Australia, we use the NLIS ear tags. So NLIS is responsible for manufacturing and control and managing all of the ear tags. The NLIS ear tag, it records the information of the cattle from the birth of the cattle throughout their lifespan and till the death of the cattle. While they have some challenges, they have the challenges because these tags can be lost, duplicated, damaged, and they are vulnerable to attacks. If someone altered the NLIS tag of the contaminated cattle with healthy cattle, the contaminated cattle will also be recognized as healthy cattle. And if the cattle lose the NLIS tag, it will be difficult to re-identify the cattle and retag with previous information. So to improve the challenges faced with NLIS ear tags, we tried muzzle patterns, because muzzle patterns are unique patterns like human fingerprint, and research in animal science shows that when the eyes of the cattle grows, the size of the muzzle changes, but the pattern remains the same. On the other hand, the muzzle capturing method is easy compared to retina and the iris-based cattle identification. In the computer vision tasks, including facial recognition, fingerprint verification, and also in cattle identification, machine learning and deep learning methods show very impressive results. So I'm interested to use these methods for cattle identification. And there are so many literatures or the papers, they're based on the machine learning and deep learning based approach to identify the cattle using the muzzle patterns. While through though machine learning and deep learning methods have good progress in cattle identification, we have some challenges and limitations as well. I found that cattle identification in the real world or the farm had challenges of illumination, poor quality of images. Cattle are in different lighting conditions, like inside the shed, outside the shed, in a sunny day, in a cloudy day, in a rainy day. So to implement deep learning methods in supervised manner, we need each image of the data should be annotated or labeled individually by using the different tools. This is good for only the research purpose, but in the implementation part, each time some cattle are added in the farm, we need to annotate the image of the muzzle and upload to the system, which is not user friendly, not farmer friendly. So the research objectives of this project is to provide an effective and efficient system that can be user friendly or the farmer friendly. So to conduct the research, these are the different steps. In the first step is the data collection and the pre-processing of the data, followed by the detection of a region of interest. The region of interest here is the muzzle of the cattle. And there is a term called feature extraction, which is used to implement the deep learning or the machine learning models. And the last one is the recognition of the cattle based on the features extracted from the muzzle. So in the data collection, we captured the data in the CSU farm. It was insufficient because the CSU farm, we could only capture 5 or 6 images per cattle. So it was insufficient, and we used the publicly available data. And pre-processing includes removing blur, unwanted, redundant images, data annotation, augmentation is split into the training and testing methods which are used to train the deep learning and the machine learning model. While a deep learning model was developed to detect the muzzle part of the image as shown in the figure, as shown in these two pictures. You can see the small green bounding box, which is the detected muzzle part in the image, and these pictures are taken from the CSU farm. So why we need to detect the muzzle is we have to focus the deep learning model to take the information or to take the relevant or distinctive information from only the muzzle part, because we are focusing the cattle identification on based the muzzle of this cattle. And the second step is to provide a robust identification. I extract two different types of features using deep learning and fuse the features to provide a more diverse type of features, which is helpful to make the computer to learn more distinctive information. So the global features are those features which are extracted from the overall image, while the local features are extracted from the sub images of this
the model. Robin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one. Yeah, then followed by the identification system. I have the small one identification video. You can see this one is the you can see the cattle being identified. This is only the muzzle being detected. In the second one, you can see that the bounding boxes that are referring to the identification of cattle, and this is the real implementation of the deep learning model in the CSU farm. Yeah, these are the selected references, and thank you for providing me this opportunity.
Thank you, Rabin. That was incredibly fascinating. Way outside my scope, and yeah, it's really nice to learn more and more. I love doing these things and seeing all these presentations because I'm learning so much. Well done. That sounded absolutely amazing. Does anybody have any questions? Jennifer?
Yeah, thanks, Robin. Great presentation and such interesting research. It's a bit like, you know, facial recognition for cows, isn't it, really? Similar sort of technology. But I wondered whether there's applications for the same technology to be used in other areas of agriculture?
You mean some different areas?
Animals or different?
Yeah, this sort of technology can be used in a wide range of applications. This has like a facial recognition of human. We're doing the facial or the muzzle recognition of the cattle. We can use to detect some disease in the plants, like some disease. They have the if we got the some disease in the, I don't know the name of disease, but in the plants, in the leaf of the plants, we've got some patterns of the disease. Some disease have this different color, some have the different structure. So we can also implement these sort of technologies in those areas as well.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Emmeline, you have a question.
Thanks, Diane, and thanks, Robin, for your presentation. Really interesting work you and your team are doing. Just wondered, with the video where it showed the green to say that it was successful recognition and then the orange and the red, what happens when it's orange and red?
No, actually, the green, orange, and red, they are also the successfully recognized cattle, but they are the different cattle. So the model gives the different color to the different cattle.
Thank you. And what do different colours to different cattle
Yeah.
types, you mean, or breeds?
No,
That means, or
yeah, it's like we train like 10 cattle in a farm, and we train this model and apply the video of this identification system. And within the 10 different cattle, the model gives the 10 different colors to identify the 10 pattern. Because if two cows are close to each other, then if the video is moving a bit faster, so the bounding box with the same color can give the user, with the different color, can give the user to visualize faster easily.
thank you.
And I
Excellent.
just had a quick question in the chat from Annette saying cows can be pretty snotty. Do they have to have a clean nose?
Yeah, that is one challenges, because if we've got some dirty muzzle of dirty nose, it is a challenge.
We've also had another comment that maybe that can be part of the recognition, but yeah, I suspect that changes over time, so possibly not. Have a box of tissues around the fence line. Thank you so much. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to add before we move on to the next presentation? All right, let me just open the chat.
Just one here from
Yeah, I can see that. I can
Yeah,
see
sorry.
that one. That one about the camera system, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not actually the camera system. We can implement this system in the camera, but currently we collect the video. We record a video from any of the cameras. It can be a phone, it can be the DSLR camera, it can be the CC camera, and we can implement that video. Not only video, we can implement the picture, image, or the video into our system. But for the industrial purpose or in the large scale applications, we can implement this system in that camera or in that type of the CC cameras, and we can put the cameras in the right location so that it can capture the it can continuously capture the image or the video of the cattle in the farm.
So thank you so much, Robin. That was fascinating. I'm really